I've already done my brows. I'm sure you don't want to see me do my brows for about 20 minutes, so I'll just get started on the eyes. And the first product I'll be using is the MAC Cosmetics Select Cover Up in the shade NC20. And this is used to carve out the brow and also use it as a primer for the eyelid. The brush I've used for the MAC Select Cover Up is the MAC 252 brush. So the first colour I'm going to be using is from Geek Cosmetics, and it's in the shade Unexpected, and it's this colour. I'm going to be using the Zoeva Luxe Crease Brush in the number 228, and we're just going to apply that in the crease area first. Backwards and forward motions. So now we're going in with the main colour of the eye look, which is Curfew from Geek Cosmetics. And I'm going to be using the MAC 217 brush, and this is just like a fluffy brush that is perfect for eyeshadow. So we're going to start on the crease, and we're just going to do backwards and forwards motions first just to build up the colour. I'm going to go into the corner of the eye, start doing little rotation motions to start blending the colour out, because the colour is really pigmented, so you don't need a lot of it at all. So we're going to go in with the colour about 3 or 4 times just to build it up, little at a time. And then what we're going to do, taking the previous colour Unexpected from Geek, we are going to use the previous brush as well, and we're just going to go around the outside of the colour that we used, just so we can blend properly around really lightly, so we have no harsh lines. So the next colour that we're going to be using is from the Huda Beauty palette, and it's the shade Cocoa. We're going to be using the Zoeva Luxe Petite Crease Brush in the 1231 brush. So first we are going to pack on the colour on the lid. So using Black Truffle from the Huda Beauty palette, I am going to darken the edges and the lash line slightly. So going back in with Cocoa, just going over the lid again. So I'm using the GLAM Eyes eyeliner, and I'm just going to line my lash line. That feels good! So I'm just going to start the underneath of my eyes with the Nars Creamy Concealer in the shade Custard. Just going to place a little bit underneath there, and I'm just going to blend that out using a Real Techniques little fluffy brush. So the saying is, what goes up must come down, so we're going to use exactly the same colours that we've used on top of the eye underneath the eye. The brush I'll be using is the Sigma Flat Define brush, and that fits really nicely underneath the lashes underneath. So I'm going to take Unexpected again by Makeup Geek, and I'm just going to line underneath my eye. I'm then going to go in with Curfew from Makeup Geek again and apply that underneath the eye too.
You gotta put your past behind you. Look.
Then finally I'm using the Huda Beauty palette again in the shade Cocoa. I'm just going to line underneath. I'm just going to coat my lashes with some mascara, and I'm using the Loreal from Benefit. It's just one little coat just to seal the lashes before we put false lashes on. So I will be using the lashes Doll Lash, and they are the Chloe Elizabeth style. So really nice, nice and fluffy, so and quite glam as well. So we're going to use those. So we're going to move on to face, and the face primer I'm going to be using today is the Laura Mercier foundation primer, which is for the radiance. So I want a really nice glowy but full coverage look today, so I am using this primer. For foundation I am going to be using the Estee Lauder Doublewear, and this is like a super full coverage. I wouldn't recommend it for dry skin. I'd probably recommend it for normal, combination and oily skin, because it does dry your face out slightly. So it is super full coverage, and this is what I'm going to be using. To buff in the foundation I'm going to be using the Real Techniques fluffy brush. I'm sure it's used for like blusher or highlighter, but I'm going to be using it for foundation today. We are going to cover the whole face and then avoid the concealer area. So I'm just going to skim the brush across the face. The brush is just slightly touching the skin because we don't want to drag the product too much. So to begin my contour, I'm going to be using the Radial Compact Deluxe Contouring Powder in the shade number 3. I'm just going to take my Nars flat brush as well. So first I'm going to start carving out my nose. Then I'm going to go into my cheekbone. So to start warming up the face, I'm going to be using the Dark Tan Mineralise Skinfinish from MAC, and I'm just going to be using a fluffy angled brush. I'm going to start just on my cheekbone and working my way down. I'm then going to warm up my temples and around the hairline as well. For blusher, I'm going to be using the Galifornia from Benefit, and It's in this shimmery shade, which is really nice. I'm just going to use that on a large angled contour brush. For highlight, I'm going to be starting with the Laura Mercier highlight colour in the number 1. And I'm just going to take a fan brush and apply it to my cheekbones. Just for a bit something extra, I'm going to be using the Merry Luminizer from the Balm Cosmetics on top.
I don't know, don't know. I don't know.
For lipstick, I'm going to be using the lip liner Boldly Bare by MAC. I'm then going in with the Loreal lip paint in the name Gone with the Nude, which is a liquid lipstick, and then I'm going in then with the Blankety from MAC on top of that. So there we have it. This is my super glam full-blown purple smoky eye with a nude lip. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's not for the faint-hearted, I know that. It's super highlighted, full coverage, and it's not subtle at all. So it's something a little bit different, and if you've got any questions at all, just leave a comment below and I will get back to you. Also, give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video.